You capture moments like this, and then you let them run through a content factory, provided you have one, that's where the magic begins. So I was with Perry and we made some content where I don't have time to upload this to tell the VAs, yeah, I did this thing with Perry Marshall and he's talking about 80-20 and he's got a best-selling book on that topic. And it was in Berwyn, Illinois, here at his house. And here, like, I literally made the video and that's it. No uploading, no managing, no whatever. So all you and I have to do as business owners is literally make the video, and the other 4 stages of the content factory should automatically happen because of the VAs following the process. But here, if some random person in the Philippines or Pakistan or whatever were to look at these different photos or whatnot, how would they have the context? How would they know that this is Perry Marshall? Did I tag this photo as Perry Marshall?
You did indeed.
Did I?
It looks, I don't know, actually, maybe you didn't. I'm sure you've got some inception level way of determining that. I never know how your crazy brain works.
So Perry Marshall and I, we are eating some Mexican food at his favorite taco spot about 2 blocks away from his house. And while we are eating fajitas and we have food all over our face because we're eating because you always want to order the queso. That's like the test of whether, what. That's what I do, the free chips. You don't want to get full on the free chips or whatever. Yeah. Eating queso and fajitas. And then he says something super insightful. And I said, whoa. Say that again. What did you just say?
Start again. Okay, so my favorite way to define your unique selling proposition is the if then else guarantee. If you are the right kind of person in the first place, if you showed up with these certain things checked off and not these other ones, and if you cooperate with us in the following prescribed ways, which means you have to install the software, or you have to shoot the 15-second videos, or you have to go to the conference in Madrid, or whatever. If you're the right person, if you did the right thing, cooperating with us, then you will get this result, and I guarantee it. Or else a penalty back to me, the provider, because you checked all the required boxes and you didn't get your required result. Best guarantee in the world.
What do you think of that?
It's funny because it's so uniquely brilliant. I'll tell you, not enough people think about the first part of what he said, which is if you are the right person. I see this, because we've talked about kind of, niching this a little bit to agency owners but I mean, this is true of all entrepreneurs in general, is I see so many people focused indiscriminately as if every dentist in the world is going to be equal for you to work with. And, I've seen this, especially if you work a lot with local businesses. There's some people that may have grown 40 years on referrals and word of mouth. And that's cool, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But if your solution involves running Facebook ads or TikTok ads, they're just not going to be a good fit. It's never going to work no matter how you splice that. And having his first part of that to me is particularly brilliant. If you are the right person who matches this criteria, I think half the battle is just having clarity about that statement, because then you can make it and then you can show up with power where you're I'm not claiming this is for everybody, but if you are this specific type of person and we can produce this specific type of result guaranteed, there's some real brilliance in that. Obviously I wrote a whole book on actually the value of basically being able to make a statement like that, but Perry's able to say what took me 20 pages in a sentence or two.
Yeah. So the reason why I showed that was not about the piece of content about if then else. It was to show you that I was eating Mexican food with Perry and he happened to drop that nugget, and we weren't in the studio. We were just eating Mexican food. And I said, that's awesome. Just say that one more time, please. It was so good. And so when you capture moments like this and then you let them run through a content factory, provided you have one, that's where the magic begins. It's not the fact that Perry Marshall was talking about the 80-20 or about how agencies need to focus and qualify people. To what you said, those are all true. But the bigger picture that I'm trying to show is this is how you as an agency owner should be thinking about the collecting of content to build your authority, because it's based on the relationships of what other people have to say. So Frankie, if you look at my content, and you have, I'm spending 90% of my time uplifting other people. I'm not talking about myself. I'm always congratulating other people on their success. I'm sharing knowledge that someone else had. I'm constantly being a cheerleader for other people.
Yeah.
Why am I doing that instead of talking about how I'm generating leads and how much money I'm making, how successful I am and what I have done and how much I know? Why am I doing that?
Well, I would say, firstly is because, it's a relationship driven idea is, you want to bring just all kinds of value. I don't know. I mean, you're an inception level kind of guy, but also I would say because of that, in many ways, it's the one who talks the least, but I'm sure when you're sitting with Perry, like when he drops a nugget, it's like, it only takes him 20 seconds to say something profound. You're one of those kind of guys, but I'd love to hear your answer because it's probably a lot better than the one I just gave.
I mean, you're trying to make it all complex and fascinating and deep secrets. It's this simple. When other people talk about you, it's better, way more authoritative than you talking about how good you are.
Yeah, 100%.
What if Frankie, I said, I'm the world's #1 in Facebook ads. I've spent $1 billion since May of 2007. I've run this dollar a day principle across the largest of companies and the smallest of companies. I have a best-selling book on this. I have training all over, whether it's through HubSpot or Infusionsoft or GoDaddy or whatever it is. And I'm really good at Facebook ads. So let's just say that's A. And B is I've got Ken Hardison of Pilma talking about how good I am on video at his mastermind in webinars. I have Ali Awad. I have Ethan Ostroff. I have all the other top guys who are lawyers saying how good our techniques are and them talking about the results that they drive and them sharing how they are using our techniques to drive more real leads that turn into cases using social media ads, using Google ads, using SEO. And I say nothing, but they're just talking about the results that they got. What's more powerful?